Hello and welcome back to this video. Today we're talking about the 3 top activities which I used in my Common App to get into Columbia. So if you're interested in hearing more of my activities or hearing the activities of Warren, who used those activities to get into Harvard, then let me know in the comments below and I'll happily ask and reach out to him for that. Without further ado, let us get into this top 3. Now, first of all, the top activity that I had is indeed my philosophy channel and podcast and blogs. Of course, you could say I'm trying to plug my other channel, but that's not really the case. All my activities are all part of my identity. You should be able to look at my activities and say, well, this is Josh Yen. It shouldn't be, oh, I'm going to throw in charity for the sake of doing charity. I'm going to throw in some sports just for the sake of doing sports when I have no interest in it at all. I think there's a massive myth going around the academic US college application scheme, which is saying you have to have a broad range of activities. You have to do a million different charities. You have to do a million different sports. You have to do a million different academic things, and of course it's all well and good if you are actually truly passionate, or if you truly love to do charity, if you truly love to do sports. But if they're all disjointed and there's no one unified kind of schema in which it's fit in, or in which you are fit into, then I think that is kind of pointless. And as a result, I always am a strong advocate of having good quality activities which show who you are. So my first one is my philosophy channel, because I am all about philosophy. My entire scheme in my Common App essay and all my supplement essays are all about, I love philosophy. I'm searching for the truth. I'm searching to learn more about different people's culture. I want to learn more about the world in which I'm living. I want to explore the world both from a scientific level, perhaps an empirical level, but also on an existential level, to know why people are working the way they are, to understand being itself, the ontological nature of the world, right? So as a result, my philosophy is at the top, right? And I point to my philosophy channel, which has 2,000 plus subscribers. I point to my podcast, which is ranked top 200 in UK, top 50 in Slovenia and other countries like that. So it's something which is really part of me, and it's something that I want to share to the College Admissions Council to say, well, this is who Josh Yen is. If I think Josh Yen, I'm thinking about someone who's searching for the truth and wanting to interact with the humanities and learning more about the world in that aspect. So then every time they're reading my other activities, or they're reading my supplemental essays and they're trying to understand more about me, they're like, well, at least I have that framework now to figure out who he is. Because if imagine you did all these crazy charities, what's going to happen to you is, like, you're going to look at this and say, well, he's mainly a philosopher. Well, why is he then doing science charities? Then another day he's doing another type of charity, or another day he's going to play a sports, and then he's going to do X, Y, and Z, all these different things. It's like, well, who actually is this person I'm reading? There is no core identity. And as a result, I think that having a similar core identity is so important. And that's why my second activity is also philosophically based as well. And it's my book that I've written called Christianity for All. It's a book you can access on Amazon. And it's something that I try to show people, saying, well, I'm a Christian, I'm a philosopher, I love philosophy, and I also love my religion. I love God. And that is at the core of who I am as a person. They're interlinked together. My search for the truth is linked to the idea that, oh, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I mean, whether you're a Christian or not, I think that having that linked together to say, well, this is your goal, this is your purpose, that is your mission, that is your vision for your life going forward, is something which all college counselors are looking for. They want to have someone who is not only trying to reach their goals, it's someone with principles and values that they hold strong to. And of course, you could say, well, okay, maybe a religious kind of foundation is, of course, a very obvious kind of value. But it could also apply to you if you're doing, maybe you want to do scientific inquiry. And then if that's the case, then your entire activity list, maybe not all of it, but a lot of them should be related to your scientific vision. Maybe you want to develop, as a med student, a cure to some form of cancer. Well, maybe you're donating money to support Movember or something like that, right? Or you're doing some awareness for some breast cancer organization, right? So even if you're doing a charity work, it's not completely detached from your core principles. You might be writing academic papers about it. You might be researching about cancer as well. But on the side, you're also saying, well, yes, I also have charity. I also like doing activities, but that ties back to my fundamental vision. My third activity was student government, and that was me being a prefect, a head of house in my school, and also a head of performing arts. So I was really interacting with people to teach them, guide them, and mentor younger students in my high school. And that, once again, you could see is, well, that ties into my vision. My vision was always to meet new people. My vision was to learn people, to help people make the most of their high school experience. And that's for one of the reasons why I'm doing this channel, to motivate and to give you advice in order for you to get into your top universities. So as a result, that third activity was precisely to support that. And before we continue talking about why I chose that as my third activity and some of my other activities I've done, I would like to remind you that if you're enjoying this content, feel free to hit a like, and of course, let me know in the comments below how I could improve this channel or other content that you want to see. This has been a very, very hotly requested video. So as a result, I want to make the videos that you want and the videos that you enjoy. So feel free to let me know in the comments below. Without further ado, let's go back into this video. The reason also why I did student government is that it shows that I'm contributing to a community. My philosophy channel is a very kind of individual thing. Writing a book is also individual. Of course, I've had to work with publishers. I have to work with a family member to convince them to support me in these projects. I have to invest in things because I don't have an income myself. I have to rely on the charity perhaps, or the support of my parents, my family members, and all those things. Even though I do have to interact with other people, it's a very, very individual scheme in the sense that I am kind of my own boss. But if you're in a student government, it shows that not only can I work by myself, I can work in a team. And even though it's still my vision, it's kind of an example of how you can move away and show a different activity, a different side of you, yet still remaining within that vision, because it's undeniable how clear those two things can be linked together. And that link doesn't have to come from a philosophical base to a student body. It could also be from a scientific base as well. I want to spread a certain message in the school. I want to develop scientific appreciation in the school in a world where people like to deny a lot of things about whatever concepts in the world. I mean, you could always make a story and make a narrative about yourself to show why you like and you are prioritizing different things, and you want to link all your activities together. You should be able to have an activity list, put yourself in the middle, write all your activities on the side, and then also draw spider diagrams and draw links between every single activity you've written and say, well, this activity 1 ties to activity 2, activity 2 ties to activity 4, activity 4 ties to activity 3, 3 to 10, whatever, right? You should be able to link it all together. And that's very, very important thing when I'm looking at my third activity. And I was like, well, what out of all can I do links into everything, yet at the same time demonstrates a different aspect of me? I thought, well, being a prefect, being a head of house is definitely one of those activities. Now, of course, there are other activities that I did, sports, music, and all these other things. But at the end of the day, I always tied them back to my core mission, my core vision in life, which is to understand the world around me, to meet new people, to understand different cultures, ideas, philosophies. And as a result, you could also see that in my Common App. So you always have to talk about your activities in the same way you're looking at your Common App. Is that, and supplemental essays, is this the same person? Can I, if you gave me those 3 different things, your activities independent of your Common App, independent of your supplemental essays, you look at that, can you say, without actually seeing your name, can I see that this is the same person, the same vision? If the answer is yes, you definitely do strengthen your opportunities a lot. Like always, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and it really helps the channel grow. See you soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, and have a great one.